Hi, this is Sheena at Adventure RV Group in Napa, and today we have a little bit different video planned for you. As a camper myself, it took me, well, actually less time to learn what to bring and what I needed because I had all my customers giving me all the best feedback. So today I want to talk about what I think as a camper you want to buy first off when you get your camper, and then the things that I think you should buy. And that'll make camping a little bit nicer. First off, everyone's gonna need a water hose. At some point or another, you're going to need a water hose. This is important to get something that's not going to cook in the sunlight and release the chemicals into your water. So they do have RV specific hoses. One more thing to note is that this is a 50-foot hose rather than the starter packs or whatever people want to start you off with is typically a 25-foot hose. Now that I've got years of camping under my belt, I have needed longer than 25 feet. So I've upped it to offering all my customers a 50-foot hose. The other thing that as a camper you absolutely will need, unfortunately, is a sewer hose. Again, I started off with a 10-foot hose. In some cases, 10-foot was a struggle to get all the way to where it needed to get. So I found 15 feet gets it to most places where you need to dump. And then not only that, you have a clear view right here. Free show. What you want to do is when you are cleaning your tanks, you want to make sure that when you rinse your tank out that it's running mostly clear water through here. And this is a sure way to make sure that your black tank stays healthy. It's also a little bit harder to crunch and step on and should be replaced at some point in its lifespan. It's not meant to live on for 10 years because at some point it'll crack on you. The other thing that I think that at some point you'll want is leveling blocks. This is just a small little pack that I had lying around to show you what these things are. I call them Big Kid Legos. Ultimately, you're going to drive up, once you find out where you're going to camp, you're going to drive up onto however many levels you need. And I do another video on that, so check that out on YouTube, of how to level out your unit, whether you need to do an inch or two to one side, left or right. Absolutely, this is one that I have to talk to my friends about constantly. The right toilet paper. You can't go into your trailer and expect that Charmin is going to go down your toilet and flush through that black tank and not clog your toilet. So it doesn't have to be this brand. This is one that I've tested, tried and true. It's been great for me, but just make sure that it's RV certified. And if you're ever wondering if it's too thick, you can always try to dissolve it in water itself and see how quickly it dissolves. Maybe test out a few. But the main thing is you don't want to deal with clogs. Dealing with the black tank is fun enough already. And last but not least, on the things you need, one of the first mistakes that a lot of my campers make is they pull their trailer off of their truck without anything stopping the wheels. You don't need this one. You can put 2x4s. You can put, actually preferred are those big black thick rubber stoppers, wheel chocks. But this is the cheap way out. It will stop your camper. Just wedge it right underneath there. Put something behind your tires. That's the need list. Now I want to go over some things that you'll want. Now, I said things that you'll need in the beginning of this video. This one kind of lives in limbo. I would say this is a need because once you pay X amount of dollars for your beautiful new rig, you will want and need to protect it from dirty power. So a surge protector could be very beneficial to you if you do a lot of plugging into power at campgrounds. The surge protector is a smart way to go. Also, if you do a lot of plugging into city water at campgrounds, dirty water getting in through your system with lots of minerals can cause buildup and therefore cause your freshwater tank to suffer, your your hot water heater to suffer. And having a water filter can be one of those things that helps the longevity of your entire system on your trailer or RV. Now the fun stuff is One of my very first camping trips, I forgot a trash can. And although they have big old dumpsters, this one, I actually own 2 of them now. They collapse. I throw a big heavy rock in the bottom of this. It doesn't blow away. It's awesome. My husband's favorite tool. This is a leaf blower. They have many different ones. We find Makita really holds up for us, so we have a lot of Makita things. But this little guy here will stoke the fire. It will clean your mat. It will clean out any debris inside your trailer, although be careful. I've started a dust storm in there before. But this thing is so handy. It's definitely fun to use, and it makes you don't have to sweep as much. Who doesn't like that? Also, a ladder gets a little bit cumbersome, but at least have something, a step stool, anything that you might be able to reach up a little bit higher. You'll find that it really comes in handy. What I'm standing on was also a mistake that I made. I thought, sure, we can go out, we can throw down a tarp and it'll be fine. This actually protects from the hard rocks underneath. So I've walked on this barefoot. It also, on the hot summer days, it doesn't get hot. So it really isn't, it's really a comfortable area for everybody to hang out, the dog, everybody. So I would really say splurge on a mat. Another thing that comes very handy. We have pop-up tents that we take down to the water, those easy ups. We have a little puppy tent for our dog. Everything that comes with stakes, that's the name. Everything that comes with those really cheap stakes. I have bent more of those cheap stakes, broken, left in the sand because I couldn't get it out. These guys, 99 cents. They're worth every penny. I think at this point we have about 10 or 12 of them, and we use them every single trip. It also works for tacking down this mat when it's not on asphalt. My favorite spot during camping, when you're camping, you're outdoors, but it doesn't mean that you don't have the chance to relax comfortably. This is something I picked up on Amazon that paired with this little sweet ottoman. It makes camping so much more relaxing when you have somewhere to kick your feet up, and I definitely suggest these type chairs. This is another, I don't know, you could call it a safety thing. We use it literally for everything, whether we're going on a treasure hunt, whether we're checking the poles at midnight for catfish. We love that it has a hook on board. It's got 3 settings. Again, this is a Makita. I'm sure other brands make them, but they've just been tried and true for us. It's got 3 settings, one that won't blind you just looking out here, and one right on the top. But it's all battery operated, so charge up your batteries and you can be running this and your leaf blower all weekend long. While you're camping, I always get a lot of my customers asking me about protection. And a lot of things that you'll hear in the RV world is you got to be your own advocate. That also goes in protecting yourself, your family, and your stuff. So I do say travel with something to protect yourself. So I have a couple examples. This is a flashlight, LED. It also has the option of attack mode on both sides in case something were threatening you guys. And then also handy dandy pepper spray. It's not everybody's choice, but it's better to have something than nothing. So I definitely encourage you to investigate things that, and research things that you can bring along just to stay protected. Simple items like lighters, whether you're lighting a fire, whether you're lighting your stovetop in there because the igniter stopped working, whatever it is, have a few of these guys handy. I promise you, you will use them. That's definitely a good thing. Now, a feature on our wonderful gray wolves and wolf pups is that, I think actually just gray wolves, is they have the caps that will tell you when your air is getting too low in your tires. If you don't have a trailer with that, or you just want a backup plan, having an air tool like this that you can put onto the air, for lack of a better word, the air stem, it will show you how much air pressure you have in there, and then you could get to a gas station or use your compressor and fill that thing right up. The walkie-talkies. I have been on so many camping trips with no cell phone service. It's been disappointing for multiple reasons, whether I can't play Pandora or I can't communicate with my husband when he's backing the trailer up and I'm yelling at midnight to park it. So these walkie-talkies have been super cool to have. They're also a fun family thing. Our entire family unit has them. So if we run down to the lake or run down to the pool or whatever it is, we can all communicate without cell phones. Takes us back a few decades. You guys may think this is silly to point out, but I didn't bring the broom. The broom is the other one that I think is silly, but so important, the fly swatter. This is something that you don't think about until you have those annoying flies flying around in your travel trailer. I've got 2 in my trailer now because they are so useful. Let's see, I also always want to mention zip ties. This is, the Panduit. If I got that wrong, my husband's going to beat me. But no. But he's been training me on the proper terminology of all these fancy zip ties. You've got the small little guys, come in handy for hanging lights on your awning. You've got this big guy, which is actually we use to wrap up our mat every time at the end of the trip. We fold it up and then zip tie it up. It really condenses it so we can shove it right in our pass-through front storage. Another handy tool that comes with a disclaimer. Don't get this one. This axe head actually unscrews. So if you're using it as a mallet, which is what we've used it as before to tack in these things or do other handy things around the camp, this will loosen up and it's been kind of dangerous. But I would suggest a hammer. I would suggest maybe having an axe, but make it all one piece because we've learned that this isn't the way to go. Having something like this can be really beneficial. And I think that brings me to my last note, is bring some common tools. We've got Phillips, we've got flatheads. Pliers are also handy. And then not to mention maybe a socket for a hand drill for putting up your stabilizer jacks. I want to leave you guys with bring your hat, summer trips. This has helped me through so many hot summer days. Other than that, if you've got questions, give us a call, come see us. I'd love to talk to you about camping and RVing more often. And thanks for watching. And hey, you guys, I forgot to mention one very important item. This is a water pressure regulator. This can help your pipes from bursting. So it definitely was worth stopping and going back and mentioning. Keeping your pressure under 50 PSI is what this one is set to. They do make one that handles a little bit more, but this is the one that we generally suggest. So get your hands on a water pressure regulator. Thanks for watching this video today on accessories that you need and want. If you like our videos, like and subscribe, and I'll try to make something thrilling and exciting for the next time. Take care.